in.
Yeah. If the dog barks at the moon, oh, he just barking. He ain't rushing outside. Dogs bark. Dogs bark.
That's what dogs do. Yeah.
The day the moon barks back at that dog, we gotta rethink wrong. Creation.
Yeah.
Because moons don't bark.
Right. Welcome to At Home with Melissa, where we have intimate conversations with entrepreneurs. And today I have the honor of sitting with Pastor Jonathan Everett, who is the senior pastor of Rock of Ages Church.
Yeah.
How you doing today, Pastor?
I'm doing amazing. How you feel?
Good. I'm doing good. I'm excited to sit down with you.
Thank you for having me and allowing me to just lend our perspective.
No, you have an important perspective. So we've been excited to hear from you.
Yeah.
So first, we just gonna get on into it.
Oh, let's go.
Yeah, let's go. So, who is Jonathan Everett before the pastor, before Rock of Ages? Who were you?
Melissa, nobody. First of all, congratulations.
Thank you.
Offline, we was talking about how necessary these conversations are. Thank you for curating. And we've over polarized this word safe space, right? But this is really a space of information, whether it's emotionally safe, psychologically safe. It's challenging, right?
Yeah.
So thank you for creating this space.
Oh, thank you.
Amongst all other things that you do for our community. Jonathan Everett, before pastoring and before Rock of Ages, was a young man who had favor but didn't know it. And a young man who I remember to this day, a young man by the name of Brian Dickens. He was Fantasia manager.
Okay.
And we went and met at a Ruby Tuesdays.
That's back in the day.
Yeah. And so we sitting down and I say, man, I have all these contacts in my phone, but I don't have success. And I didn't know how to transfer my network to my network, right? And I was just confused. I didn't know which way to go. Okay. So that's a older Jonathan before pastor. And younger Jonathan is a young man who was just trying to survive the stigma of being born on Eagle Street, raised in the Fisher Project, playing marbles, playing with food stamps, stealing from the corner store, Nestle Crunch.
Okay, not Nestle Crunch.
I was hitting them up for the Nestle Crunch.
Okay.
If anybody listening to this know about Julia's corner store,
yes, I do.
I'm
I
hitting them.
Algiers.
Hey, them crunches is coming with me. You understand?
Okay.
So, playing in the middle of the breezeways and playing in the middle of field flag football, waking up on Saturdays and going to get cold cups and all that kind of stuff. Just trying to survive that stigma, though. That stigma that everything that come out of Algiers, everything that come out of the Fisher Project was no good. We had something up our sleeves. And so just trying to survive and avoid the stigma of that.
I love it. So when did you realize that preaching or being a minister, being a pastor was your calling?
Oh, man. So let me separate that because in this generation, I think we are blurring the lines. Okay. And I'm only going to take a few seconds to unblur that line. There was some time ago that one of the bankers at Liberty Bank, me and him just sitting down talking, and he said, Pastor, when were you called to preach? Okay. So I've been doing it for over 25 years, and I sound old.
No, you young. You ain't number 30.
Sound old. So when was you called to preach versus when you started preaching? Right? So back then, they used to say you had to be called to preach. How you called? Did it come in your dreams? Was it in a vision? Was it in a nightmare? Now, people just start preaching because it's a career choice and not a calling.
That part.
That's one perspective. The other perspective is there is a huge difference in being a pastor and a good preacher. Okay. Right? And the unfortunate thing about the quality of people in our pulpit today, we've put good preachers in pulpits to be pastors, which they normally destroy the people because they just know how to preach and not know how to love people. So that's I'm just
like
giving
that.
perspective, right?
I like
so for me, I've said all that to say I've never wanted to pastor. I was fine traveling the country.
Okay.
I was doing two things. I was preaching revivals, and when we say that, we're talking about an evangelist, right? A person who just go into a city, preach for 1 or 2 or 3 days, 4 or 5 days. At that time, long revivals, and you go to back home.
Yeah.
You don't have no responsibility. You don't have to see those people again if they don't call you back. So that's like, I was traveling the country doing that. Hey, I'm fine doing that. I don't know the people. I never get to know them. I don't have to spend time with them. Pastoring, you got to go see the same people every Sunday.
And over again.
Yeah, and you got to come up with creative ways. You know, you got to come up with these different shock values. You know, you got to pay attention to P&Ls, what land acquisition you're going after, what vision look like. You got to manage growth. As long as I was traveling, I ain't had to worry about
didn't have all that responsibility.
I didn't have none of those responsibilities.
Gotcha.
So I said, for me, I never want pastor.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then I was just like, people be talking about their pastor. People, I'm like, nah, I'm going on and just keep traveling, right? And then at that time, I was working for Southern Baptist of Maryland and Delaware, where I travel around the country 25 times a year, developing youth strategy teams on how to empower the young people from the high school and stuff like that. So that to be honest, I never wanted to pastor.
It found you.
It found you. Hey, Rock of Ages right now to this day really did find me.
It found you.
Right? Because when I got back to New Orleans, I didn't preach and work for a whole year. Okay. And I would be on the lakefront every morning at 7 a.m. reading a book by Bishop Jakes called Peaks and Valleys. Okay. And they called me to preach for them. I preached for them. They had 3 people in the church. The chickens in the back was louder than everybody in the them things back there. I mean, they handling their business back there. And I'm trying to preach, and I'm like, man, can somebody go kill a chicken, hit it with a BB gun? Dude, right. Hey, I'm hungry anyway. Somebody, go ring that neck. But so when the deacon came to him, all my members laugh at this. When they go to new partners class, I tell them the same story. They laugh because the deacon said, yeah, Rep, we looking for a pastor. I said, well, you got to keep praying, Rep. I'm not him. Right. I'm not him. But when I walked away, I heard the Lord very clearly say, this is the place. But I wasn't going to tell him what I just heard. You know what I mean? Between you and the Lord. Between me and the Lord. Okay. And those 3 people called me 7 weeks later and said, we select you as our pastor. I said, how y'all going to select somebody who don't want y'all? You know? Yeah. And then I started Pastor Rocket 11 years ago. That's something. That's almost like the story of David. Yeah. Like the person that you didn't think that and you didn't necessarily want it. But I've never been in the 7th Ward in that area in my life. I used to go to Hunters Field, and I never been in that community. That was my first time ever in that church. Wow. My sister stayed over there, right? But I never went to Man Shoes, get some chicken. But we ain't never go to that church. So I was like, I know he ain't called me. He called me to LGS. That's I grew up at. Like, but come here, and at that time they only had 3 members. There was $85,000 in a deficit. Wow. They had no ACs on the building. They had no speakers, no organ, or nothing like that. I'm like, he couldn't have called me here because ain't nothing here. You know, and the 3 people that was there wasn't 3 different families. It was one family, 3 people. Yeah, so I was like, so what I'm gonna do with this again? You know, so and then I just came from Maryland where I was making $198,000 base. That was my salary on top of the 25 engagements a year with Southern Baptist, and that was $2,500 to $4,000 per engagement, right? So nothing. To 3 people, I'm like, man, hey, Lord, if you want to play with somebody, they got a lot of people. Can it be somebody else, please? If you got games up there, you know what I mean? So at that time, the prank was real big, you know. I started thinking like, this is a prank. This can't be real. I heard him wrong. Something ain't right. Something's not right. How long ago was that? 11 years ago. 11 years ago. Yeah, wow. 11 years ago. And look what you have grown into. Oh man! Look at your ministry. Yeah. So here's this crazy thing. So we just tilted 3,800 members, right, in 11 years. And so every time I pull up to the church on Sunday, and have one brother, his name Corey Jones. He'll look at me. He said, "He got more than 3 in there, Red." Wow.
Look at God. Look at God.
That's that. Listen, every Sunday morning when he home, because he drive truck, he'd be waiting on me. I pull up. He like, they got more than 3 in there, and that's my world.
Yeah,
you know?
wow, that's something. So before I even met you, Shanae Brown,
that's my girl.
Yeah, she's listening. She would talk about her pastor.
That's my baby.
Like, who's her pastor? My pastor this, my pastor that. And then when I met you, I said, oh, that's your pastor. Okay,
that's my girl. That's my girl. So you know, to see people, to see people and their transformation is always a job.
Yeah, she's a beautiful person.
Oh yeah, she is great.
Beautiful person.
Yeah.
Well, every entrepreneur, every visionary has a pivot point, a pivot moment. What do you think that is for you, or was for you?
This is crazy, right? So when I started pastoring Rock Valley 11 years ago, 2 years into pastoring, there was a church in Zachary, Louisiana, that called me to come they came sort me out because they seen how I was growing Rock of Ages. And it was your black elite that was migrating out of Baton Rouge. You understand the real estate movements. There was your doctors, your infusionists, your basketball players, football players.
High society.
Yeah, your high society. So they're moving out of Baton Rouge, going into the Zachary area. And so it's your Doug Williams, and, and so they called me to come pastor. Now this church, $5.8 million, sitting on 10 acres of land. It's a nice church. So they called me to come pastor, and so I committed 5 years to them. It was very strange because I never contracted pastoral allegiance until that time. I just felt like I got to give them 5 years. And so I started pastoring Baton Rouge, Zachary, New Orleans, condo in Baton Rouge, staying in LaPlace, bought a house in LaPlace, and I'm talking about from city to city. That's why a lot of people in New Orleans are like, where you come from? I was for 5 strong years. You didn't see me. I was like a ghost, because I spent 3 days out there, 2 days here. Sunday I'm here 8:30.
Wow.
I got a driver driving me to Baton Rouge to get there for 11:30. And it was crazy. It was so crazy. I didn't even know what was going on for 5 years. I'm talking about it was like crazy. But the church out there was saying, "Hey, Pastor, man, we're gonna buy you a house, a $1.8 million house out here." Oh, it looked so nice. It's so nice. Wow. Oh, I pull up at that thing. I said, "Oh, I see
nice. I can see myself in here."
Hey, I felt like the Beverly Hillbillies. You understand? I said, "I'm gonna put that. I'm gonna put this over here. They got the water fountain." I mean, it was cold. Blooded. I'm cold blooded. I said, but my heart wouldn't stay there. I just knew that place wasn't the place for me. And then the option was go there. You could have put Rock of Ages 10 times in that church, right? That church was huge.
It was big, yeah.
And I said, man, it was a tough decision, right?
I bet.
Our operational budget was $495,000. Every year I was giving them a surplus of $7,000 to $8,000. Like it was real good. The community, this when they had the sniper shooting the police. We called the state troopers, they responded, 500-600 troopers come. Oh man, I had faith out there, right? And then for some strange reason, but my heart was still at Rock of Ages. The craziest thing was when I got down there, you have, hundreds of people. I get the Rock of Ages and like 30, 40 people. I like, hey, can everybody move up front? I told the cameraman.
Catch everybody in.
I told the cameraman, you better not swing that camera.
No. Everybody.
Everything was going wrong at Rock of Ages. It was like everything was going wrong. The bricks on the front of our church was falling off because the bottom was decaying and the center points was decaying. I was all under the church trying to fix that joker. I wanted to put some gray tape. Gray tape fix duct tape fix everything, right? I was like, I'm gonna fix these jokers myself once they quoted me how much. Everything just was going wrong at Rock of Ages, but the Lord wouldn't let me let Rock of Ages go. And it wasn't until that 5-year mark was coming up and every Sunday it just kept tugging on me. Now I told the Lord, I said, look, Lord, let me quit after my birthday so I can get my money. You understand what I'm saying? Because I I want to go out of town, you know. I want to go to Turks, you know. I like, don't let me quit. I mean, it's like getting worse. And so it was finally like the second week of April. The Lord's like, it's time.
Yeah.
I'm like, stretch that thing to May.
Yeah.
Let me get past the third Sunday of May, you know. And he wouldn't. It was just it was a pivot for me, right?
Yeah.
It was, and I got the 3 confirmations. He sent me 3 confirmations strangely, right? And this is crazy. This is not to sound super spiritual. I stand in the class. I'm about to get ready to get on I-10, and these 3 little white birds came in front of my car. And we rode from the gas station, like 2 lights to the brick. We rode, them 3 little birds was like right in front of my thing. I thought I was going to hit them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I was like, and we just riding up. And and the Lord whispered to my ear once they flew off, I told you I got you. And that's when I just got them again too. And that's when I resigned. And when I resigned from that church, listen to me, April I resigned from that church. Every week after that, for a whole year, I was in another city preaching.
Wow.
And then August, I was in Kampala, Uganda, Africa. It was like a non-stop. The money and the compensations and all that I thought that I was going to lack, the Lord made, man,
He gave it to you.
I let in. And so I teach people, entrepreneurs, Christians, the hardest thing in life is not letting go something that's hurting you. The hardest thing in life is letting go something that's good to you, but not good for you.
Oh,
yeah.
Say it again, Pastor.
It's good. It's not hurting.
One more time, please.
The hardest thing in life is not letting go of stuff that's hurting you. That's easy. I know that's bad. I know that's hurt. The hardest thing is to let go something that is good to you, but not good for you. And that's the secret sauce of entrepreneurship is letting go stuff that's not doing you wrong. It just ain't right for you.
It's not good for your elevation.
It's not good for your elevation. And the greatest test is letting go stuff that no longer serve you, not the season, serve you, right? To go where you're going.
Wow. Wow. I mean, that's powerful.
And
I think if you're trying to elevate, we talked about this, Rashawn and I, you have to let go. Oh, yeah. You have to let go of people sometimes, situations. And like you said, sometimes it's not all bad.
It's not bad.
Yeah. And it's not for you.
Our culture has taught people in order to disconnect, you have to be destructive.
Okay.
And that's not necessarily so. Okay. You can create distance without being destructive or disconnect. The chairperson over the Black Chambers of Commerce for Dallas, I went and heard his speech, and I'm sitting there listening to him. He said that to get people to have a general consensus on going forward, talking about vision, and we gonna build this and we gonna do this, it's easy. He said that's easy. He said the hardest thing about getting people, mobilizing people forward, is getting them to determine what they're willing to leave behind. That was cold-blooded. I was sitting in that joint. Man, you say it again. Like, I was like, say it again. Run that back, Turbo.
Run it back. I need it again.
I'm like, I say it again. He said, painting a picture of the future about vision, and we're going to do great, and we have surplus. And he said, that's easy. Yeah. He said, ask them what are they willing to leave behind to get what's ahead of them.
And sometimes that's what hinders you.
That's the hard part. To let go that's the hard part. We are so spiritually cluttered. Yeah. That we don't even realize. We're spiritually cluttered. We just carry everything and hope it fall off. We just hope. We like, I hope they just stop calling. Because I don't have the guts to tell them stop calling. I just hope they stop. You know what I mean? Or I just hope this just move to the side. You know what I mean? And I tell people all the time, there are 2 types of people in your life. There are people who are they're hitches, or there are people who are brakes.
And break that down for me.
You know, those who are hitch, you have to take that off. Okay. If that hitch or that U-Haul little thing that you carry, you got disconnected. Okay. Brakes, you can't try without it. You need them. You need those people in your life. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, you need them. Yeah, so either they're a hitch or they're a brake. Yeah, either way. I know that's right. So I'm gonna ask this for our listeners. You know, as an entrepreneur myself, and I'm not just entrepreneurs, visionaries as well. Was there ever a season where you felt like you wanted to quit, and what kept you going?
touched on that a little bit.
I've had multiple seasons where I wanted to quit. And I've had horror seasons, whether it's trying to survive divorce in the public eye, right? And this is really the first platform I'm ever talking about this.
Thank you.
I was going through divorce at the same time I was separating from the church. So it was 2 divorces at the same time.
Ooh.
You know, and so psychiatrists call that separation anxiety. They say even if it's bad to you, to separate from it feels a void, right? So
like grief.
If it is grief or stricken by grief, right? So it was me, and then it was the overarching pursuit not to miss a moment of my son's life. So whether it was traveling to Lake Charles every Friday just to spend 48 hours with him and then have to travel back Sunday to preach at 2 churches, that was my weekend for a year. That was my weekend for a whole year.
Yeah.
I would listen Friday morning.
You're out of here.
I'm gone. I'm picking him up from school. There's only so much you can do in Lake Charles.
Yeah, I know.
Hey, that stop sign, yield sign is on the same pole.
Right.
There's only so much you can do.
I get it.
You get what I'm saying? So hey, we had to be creative, but I was determined for him not to miss his father.
Yeah.
And I was determined not to be the reason that he had to see a psychiatrist later on.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, but all that was going on at the same time. And then at the same time, your money is frozen, you got all that situation. And then I had to show up every Sunday. My church, nobody never knew nothing. They didn't know what was going on. They didn't know I was battling, not chronic depression, but I didn't even know what was going on. To shrink down from a house that's 5,000, 7,000, 7,500 square feet to an apartment with just an air mattress.
Yeah.
I'm giving you raw stuff now.
No,
I ain't mean to come up here.
I'm
but
encouraged by it.
To be on the air mattress, not 10 years ago, 4 years ago.
Not that long ago.
Hey, interviews. I was going on the Word Network, on the news. Yeah. And the only thing I had in my house was an air mattress, a 42-inch TV, and a dead lizard. I killed that booger. I said, man, you ain't had no business in here. I'm going to let it out on you because I can't. Oh, you going to get this work. You know what I mean? But it was tough. But the thing about, and this is for entrepreneurs, visionaries, your side of the story is not necessary when God is the author.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what kills visionary and entrepreneurs. They want everybody to know their side of the story. So what they gonna give you? Sympathy? That's all they're gonna give you. They're all gonna, oh, I'm so sorry to hear this. And I'm so sorry to hear what you're going through. At the end of the day I woke up and realized nobody owed me nothing, I stopped trying to make people believe me who was committed to hate me.
Yeah. Yeah.
You heard that?
I heard you.
So I, like those type of philosophies. And then I didn't really care what people said because I have this philosophy: if you don't know me personally, I don't take nothing you say personal.
I love that. Okay.
You know what I mean? Like what you say about me, I know you don't know me.
Yeah, it don't matter.
I mean? It really don't matter.
Right.
So I just knew I had to go through that season. It was a real dark season. It was so dark that one Christmas I didn't have money. That my son said, I just want an iPad for Christmas, just an iPad. And I didn't have the bread. And I wasn't going to beg nobody. And it wasn't pride. It was just, I was trying to understand life. Now, here's the crazy thing about God. If he would have told me the reason I was going through it, boom, I would have been like, all right, cool, bet. But I was like, man, what did I do? Like,
what's going on?
What did I do that bad to deserve this? I have a friend, his name Lance Albert. I never called none of my friends. And he just out the blue called me and said, hey man, what's up, man? I was like, oh man, just chilling, man. Just talking crazy. I was trying to pep my voice
like
up. Yeah, I was trying to make the microwave. I'll open the microwave.
I'm just chilling. I'm heating up my food.
I wanted to put a hot pocket in there. So just open it. I kept hitting the button. Beep, beep, beep. And he was like, man, what's going on, man? I said, nothing, man. He said, He said, all right, man, he just played it all. The next day, the very next day, he called me. He's like, well, yeah, man, I was just waking up. I was dealing with so much. I was finding a reason to go back to sleep.
Wow.
So I can escape reality. I wouldn't, no drugs, no alcohol. I never did none of that. I just didn't want to face it. Just hopefully when I wake up,
it's all over.
It's all over.
Yeah.
And he called me and said, man, what you doing? I said, man, I don't got nothing to clean up. Ain't like I got some lights.
Some lights on.
I don't got to put no potpourri nowhere. I don't got to put that furniture cleaning up because there ain't no furniture in there.
Just your air mattress.
Just my air mattress. And you know what else was happening at that time? The prayer line was happening.
Oh, wow. So you had to be on the prayer line.
The prayer line
encouraging people.
The prayer line was going on. If that phone would have tilted a little to the left, everybody would be like, man, Real don't got no person. They were like, where's furniture? No furniture, no nothing.
Wow.
Every morning, I was waking up every morning, right? And I was doing it because I know my call.
Yeah.
And a lot of times people cancel their call because of the inconveniences of life. And that's not how this works. If you're going to do it, you got to be all in.
You got to be all in.
Whether it's good, bad, or ugly. He called me. He said, man, what you doing? And I try to fake like I was doing something. And he said, man, open the garage. And I hit the garage button. He was standing there. Came, put a couple $1,000 in my hand. Got back on the plane and went back to D.C. I never forget that day.
Look at that.
You know what I mean? And that's when everything started turning. And that was God once again saying, I got you.
Like those birds guiding you. I got you. I got you.
Yeah, it's true stuff.
So that kind of pivots because I got the question. How do you think your faith kind of got you through that? And you talked about it. Like God, it's almost like God always, I'm not going to say almost, he always provides. He always has a ram in the bush, right? He always has somebody that lets you know it's going to be okay. But how did your faith get through?
When I was preaching and then, and I really want to give a shout out to everybody who was on the prayer line during that time. It's like,
I've been on there a couple of times.
6 years ago. And what they'll do was, like, everybody be sending me these DMs and inboxes. And they'd be like, man, your word helped me. And, man, I almost committed suicide. Suicide was real high at that time. And so everybody was like, my daughter listened to you now after coming from the hospital. So their testimony became my fuel to keep fighting. So I felt like if nothing else I did, just wake up and do the prayer line. And just keep going, right? And then on Sunday after I preach, people come home like, oh my God, Pastor, that word for me. I was like, now what word that was again? you preach it to me.
Tell it to me. Yeah.
I was like, I need that same word. So it was like, it was strange how the Lord was using people to immediately testify about what was being said. And it wasn't even no prophetic, very philosophical, deep, it was just, man, it was just some organic truth, right? And it was like those individuals feed my faith and just standing strong. And it was like, you know what, man, I'm gonna sit in this thing. You know what I mean? Here. Yeah, I'm gonna sit here.
I'm gonna sit here. I mean, you never realize how just you saying how somebody helped you. Like one of my clients reached out a couple of weeks ago and told me how something I did encouraged her and made her cry. And I was like, I needed to hear that.
You listen to me.
You need to hear it. You need it as much as they need it.
Hear ye. If I really believe if Satan would have cut off those streams of voices, I probably wouldn't be sitting here right now. Because it was nothing else feeding it. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like I'll be studying and stuff like that. But if they didn't testify to me, oh no, man. I've probably been selling candles or carpet right now.
You would be. But that lets you know you're making a difference.
Hey, if they wouldn't have said that, I'd have been out there with that tax sign, spinning that joke around.
Not the tax.
I'd have been
dancing in the street.
Statue of Liberty.
Oh my goodness! Well, I'm so glad you're stuck.
Oh yeah. We stuck with it. I'm stuck with it.
What do you think is one mindset shift that changed everything for you?
Just to reinstate that nobody owe me nothing, and I've that's been always deeply rooted in my mind, and to always have this is gonna be, you're gonna ask me to break this down, so I'm gonna do it anyway. Is intellectual integrity. Okay. And that is not let people play with my thoughts or my mind or my intellectual property. I don't do arguing. I don't. Listen, I tell people all the time, hey, listen, if I I'll assess you, and if I vetted you, and I've done that very well within the first 5 minutes of meeting you, you cannot grab my attention to disturb or distract me, right? And then I had to differentiate the people who need my attention and the people who need my anointing. And that's two different categories of people, right? Because there are people who will peck at you, right? And they'll just do it just to do it, you know what I mean? And then there are people who say, no, I really need, right, that squeeze on your life, right? And but if you don't mentally set a standard, the dog barking at the moon, nobody says nothing. The dog either hungry, the dog need to be walked, the dog want to get off the chain. The day the moon barks back at the dog, the whole world got to stop.
Yeah. Okay.